Hello and welcome back to Plymouth again, and we're a day before big dose of rain is coming. I have been away from the plot for quite a little while because of an injury, and the weeds really did overtake me. I'll show you a couple of clips now of what it was like and how much better it is now than it was, and the other plot as well. The real message of this video is to take out weeds before they set seed and sow them. You are saving yourselves a huge amount of problem if you just take a real good batter at these weeds, particularly in a dry spell when obviously the sun will then solarize anything that you missed and drop them down dead. So this is just a short couple of shots just to see what difference you can make in just a couple of hours. It really is quite dramatic, so you mustn't let yourselves get too worried by what's in front of you. I would recommend that if you get a stinging nettle like this, you take out the whole weed. Don't try and no dig your way out of it. Get rid of the problem. This newly planted area of raspberries had been let go really bad, and haven't done a really thorough job here, but I have got rid of all the weeds, and that should enable the plants to grow away without competition once the rain comes, and save myself a lot of problems going forward. Right, so there's another benefit to removing all those weeds, and it's in compost. Oh, that's hot. I don't really need a pointer, but I'll put one in anyway. And the mix in here is 30% grass clippings, 30% weeds, 30% wood shavings. The other 10% is something I don't know, but that's roughly what the mix is. I'm sure you get the idea. And yep, so the temperature is great. I do need to turn it in a minute because it is hot. It has been in there for 2.5 days. Could do a little bit more, but I know it's raining all day tomorrow, and I'm a fair weather gardener, so I won't come up here in the rain. I'll show you the temperature. So the temperature actually is up to about 65. That ain't bad at all, is it? For those restricted ingredients. And of course there's one of the weeds. I'm going to give it a good turn now, put your mask on, be a good boy, and get some air back into it. This is on my second plot. This plot was a little bit worse, took a little while longer to do, a lot more bits and pieces to be weed. This probably took in the region of 3 hours, 3.5 hours. There is more areas to be done, like that path there, still got to be done. But you see the difference in the sweet corn. A bit of sun, a little bit of watering makes a world of difference. They're coming on quite lovely now. The soil was perfect, there was nothing wrong with the soil. It was just those nighttime temperatures, as I said before. So I was quite right before. All these guys needed was a bit of heat, and it's all back to green. These guys are my second early potatoes in containers, and they're coming to the end of their life. They've actually been for 110 days, so they've had more than enough time. And even ones like these two pots here that you think, well, it must be blight. It's not. The stems are all intact, same colour. It's just come to the end of life. Perhaps I might have underwatered them. I might have. But all this blotchiness, it's not blight, it's just end of life discoloration as they withdraw all their sap down into the tubers for maximum storage. These are Maris Pipers. They've also been in 110 days, and this is a little bit early for them, but they're also giving up the ghost. There's no real need to keep the foliage on for these. There's very little that they're going to add to the tuber size. even this one, I'm not going to actually get rid of this one, but even this one, it's really getting towards the end. And there's the second earlies, another view of the second earlies. And then here, I've taken off the foliage ahead of the full blight period, promised tomorrow, and taken the foliage, left the potatoes in the bed. I've scooped off the old grass clippings onto the remaining Kerr's Pink second earlies. They're a little bit slower than these two varieties, which were Charlotte and Kestrel. But to save the tubers going green, I am going to put a fresh load of grass clippings I guess I could have done these with the other ones. I just fancied doing that way around. And there was one other reason as well, and that is I found a couple of slugs hiding under the old grass clippings. And whilst they won't affect the potatoes at all, they might have rather fancied my celery, which is just there. I don't think you can see where I was pointing in, but there we are. Kind of get the idea. There. These are nice and green. There are Sarpo varieties as well, so there's no point in chopping these down. I have sprayed these with Blight Guard. I am worried about a couple of leaves. That one's a little bit of a concern. I don't know if removing it would do any good whatsoever, but it's been sprayed, so it shouldn't be a problem. These are an absolute waste of time. There's no point in keeping the foliage on these. They've gone yellow. They've been looking disgusting for a while now. So I'm going to take the foliage off today. Ones like that one there, nice and green, still working well. They'll keep that, but the foliage is going off the others. Because, yes, I could spray again, but what's the point? What further energy are these going to expend to the tubers? They've been in for about 100 days, which is a little bit early. There we are. All the pots that I consider to be over have been gathered in one place, stored here. They'll be covered in plastic only for two reasons. It makes it slightly easier for harvesting, because we've got rain tomorrow all day and a hunting period. But the second reason is because this compost now is fairly dry. What I've learned in the past is, for long-term storage of potatoes, it's great to layer them up in one of these pots with dried out compost and store them in that manner. And as long as they're not damp, they'll store a lot longer. And that's what I've found in the past. So by keeping these dry, I potentially keep a couple of pots that are nice and dry for the storage purposes. So overnight, just covered like this bin, which I've put all the potato homes, and what I've done is I've layered it with compost that's been hot composted, quite rough state, but if you layer these up about 4 different layers, so that basically what you've got is a nice sandwich material of green stuff, compost that isn't finished, and that will all rot down together lovely. And what I'll do is I'll keep on layering those layers in with both the unfinished compost right up to the top and any green material I can get, including potato homes, blight or no blight. So that's it for another week. Thank you very much for joining me once again. Hopefully if this has been of some interest to you guys, please join me on the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe and all that good stuff. Thank you very much. Bye bye.